What's happening, my people? What's happening, my people? Right now, you're locked into myself, Selector YB, on the Style and Pattern Show, man. I told you, look, I got a special guest in the building today, man. A very hard worker. You know the Style and Pattern Show. We love a hustler, man, a real hustler. Krish in the building with us today, man. How you doing, man?
Yes, I'm good.
Yeah? How's your day been so far?
It's been good. It's been pretty chilled, actually.
Yeah?
What was I doing? Oh, I was catching up with Love Island.
Yeah? Oh, Love Island. What's happening on Love Island? I don't even watch it.
The episode that I'm on, which I think is 2 before the current one, Michael's trying to get back with Amber, which obviously she shouldn't go back to him because it's just, he's a waste man. So
fair enough. Krish, you've been doing a lot right now, man. But before we get into it, I've had a look at your playlist, man, on Spotify.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's a bit of everything, man. Drill, trap, Donnell Jones, love bangers. What's the inspiration behind your playlist, man?
I think it's really cliche when you work in the industry to say that like you listen to everything, but I literally do. Like, I basically, like, the first thing that I ever listened to was like pop, so like Spice Girls, obviously, and then in the US was probably like Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, and then I like went over to grime, and then obviously with the era of drill coming through, I like kind of jumped on that as well because I like the sound of it, because it's kind of similar to grime, like in the levels of like the energy and the flow, even though obviously grime is more faster. So I think that's why a little bit of everything. So when I made the playlist, I was like, I can't just put in drill because it's just for the guys, so I need to put some R&B in it, so like girls will like it as well. But I know girls that like drill as well, and that like hip-hop, that like rap, so I kind of wanted to mix everything together, just so like everyone can enjoy it. Okay,
that's what's up, man. Krish, man, like I said, you've been doing a lot right now, man. I had to invite you down onto the show, man. You gave me one of my first guest mixes as well, man. So
of course. Gosh, that feels like ages ago.
I know. So nothing but big love. Where do we start though, man? Everyone that's locked in right now wants to know your journey, because you've made a massive impact in the scene right now.
Where do I start? Probably like, I guess maybe we can start from like how I wanted to do music. Like, so where was I? So basically, like, it probably started from when I just was about to start uni, and then I was studying media, so I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do media anymore. And then I just kind of fell in love with just like the business side of music, because I started to read about it quite a lot. So where I was in the library, like not really doing media stuff but doing more music stuff, I was like, oh my god, I really want to go into music. But then obviously I was like, I need to finish my degree and not like drop out and stuff. So then I started doing internships at Urban Development was one of them. Whilst the internship, there was a place called Sound Crash as well, which is like an events and promotions company. They do like hip hop and drum and bass. There's like a little bit of everything. And then I went to Grime Daily, when they were obviously Grime Daily, and I was writing for them. So I did a little bit of everything.
So before you got to Grime Daily, through all this stuff, did you kind of know what role you wanted to get into?
No, I just wanted to be in music. So I was like writing about music, like doing music journalism. And then also obviously I was working in like press and like marketing. I was just doing everything and like just adding bits to my CV to kind of be like, what do I want to do? At Urban Development I was doing A&R, so it's like I was a little bit of everything. And then it kind of got to a point where like I was about to graduate and I was like, I kind of need to like figure out what I want to do. Like, do I do marketing? Do I do press? Do I do A&R? I started reading into all the career aspects, and A&R is pretty tricky to get into. So I was looking at statistics and stuff, and obviously,
what's tricky about it? A lot of people are locked in right now. They want to know. They want to know.
Oh god, it's like industry truths. It's not sustainable for a long-term career, I'd say. So it's like anyone that's getting into A&R, it's like you constantly have to have like artists coming through. Like you can't just like sign one artist and just chill. Like it doesn't work like that, because that one artist could come out with like a hot mixtape or like a hot album and then just flop. Not that obviously you don't want them to flop, but like it is possible that could happen. Like the fan base just doesn't like engage anymore, and then you have to look up what's the next hottest thing, and then sometimes it doesn't resonate, so you're like, what do I do? So then so you just got to constantly have someone coming in, whereas like, I mean, not to say that I went into marketing because it was sustainable. I went into marketing because it touches on A&R as well, it touches on press. So I felt like everything I was doing and building towards marketing was at the brain of that.
Okay.
So it's like when you do marketing, you're overseeing press, you're overseeing A&R, you're overseeing TV, promo, radio, like just everyone. Yeah. So it was nice to kind of have your hand in everything. So it's almost like I fell into it, that actually, you know what, in this role I can actually look at everything rather than having to select where to go. Okay,
so going to university to study, what did you study again, sorry?
So I studied media.
How did it help you in these roles, your internships and stuff?
So what I needed to add on actually is, so when I graduated, my mum was like, why don't you do something in music? And obviously I was like, what? Like, go back to uni again, like to do like another degree? And she was like, why don't you do a master's? Because obviously once you got your undergraduate, you can go on to do your master's, and then after MA comes PhD.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I don't want to do MA. And then there was like a music course that it's only like a year. So I was like, I might look into that. So it was a music course at Westminster.
Yeah.
And then the tutors were from like Sony Music, Universal. So I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And it could open some doors like into like, how do you kind of get to the mainstream side of the industry? So then looked into that and actually ended up doing the course.
Okay.
So that's what literally kicked down the doors for me to kind of understand, like, how do I get into the industry? Because and like, what was my modules? I did marketing. There was like a marketing module, A&R module. I feel like you can't teach A&R though. So that was a bit of a that was more like a discussion type module. There was an intellectual property and management module, which was to do with like copyrights and laws and stuff. So that was like a law module, which was really good actually. I had exams and stuff. I got a distinction, which was nice.
Well done.
So I think that course is what made me like understand like what to do, and what I took from uni was more from that course than my media degree, because my media degree was more like radio, film and media theories, and then my music degree was actual like music business management.
Okay. So from there, what came? Grime Daily?
So when I was there, so obviously when I was in my undergraduate degree, I was already at Grime Daily, but then I left.
How did the Grime Daily role come?
So basically, they were looking for writers. They literally just posted it out on Twitter.
This girl can do everything.
Do you know what? Everything, I have to say, every single thing I've got, like any role, I've applied for it. Like, you think that, I know how the industry navigates, like, you know, your friend works somewhere and your friend's like, yo, like, come over here, like,
who you know sometimes.
And I never wanted to do that. I never wanted to be that person that, like, I call my friend that works at Sony and I'm like, hey, do you have any jobs? I was like, anything that I do, I want to like do it myself. And
have you always been like that from young, just a hustler?
Pretty much. And I think the reason why I wanted to do that was to know that, like, because I just think I was going to take it more cultural, like a cultural background, but like being an ethnic minority and stuff, it's not really you wouldn't like, I mean, because I'm Indian, so it's like, usually it's like, you know, lawyer, doctor, all that stuff. But like my parents never said that to me. They just kind of were like, whatever you want to do, go do it, kind of thing. They were really supportive. So were my brothers as well. So that's why I kind of just pushed forward with it and just was like, whatever I do, I'm going to do it myself. Like, no favors.
That's what's up, man. What's up, man. So chat to us a bit about Grime Daily, man. What were you doing with Grime Daily?
Okay, so I started off as a staff writer. So I was doing like reviews and stuff. This is before they rebranded to GRM. So I was doing like reviews and stuff, just going out to gigs, reviewing like albums and music reviews and stuff. And then when they after they rebranded, then I continued to do that, but just like more of it. So I was like doing it more frequently, amongst obviously other internships that I picked up. And then they promoted me to a project manager. So I was doing basically like shoots with like Nike and Adidas, and then with influencers, so bringing artists into it and just doing photo shoots.
So how did that promotion come about? The people need to know this, man. They need to know this.
I fell into it again. Like, it was like, I think I kind of showed I really wanted to be there, and then they just kind of picked up on it. Like, okay, cool, let's move you to this and see what you're going to do here. And I think wherever I go, people always say to me, you're so organized. So I think because I was like writing and stuff, but then I was bringing my own ideas to it, they were like, maybe you could do project management, because, you know, organizations, like, it's a skill. So then I was like, okay, cool. So they gave me the Nike shoot was basically like the first task, and then because that actually went successfully, I was like, great. And then after that, more came in, and then I curated a feature called GRM Gold, which was like bringing back old archive footage of like Skepta, Jamie, Getz. Like, did
you come up with that idea yourself?
So it was more like, I think Posty had like the videos and stuff, and then Caroline, who was there at the time and was the editor, she basically was like, we have all these videos and we want to do something with it. Like, so then we kind of sat down and like discussed it, and then literally it was just for me to like take over and do whatever I do with it. So then I was like, maybe we should do like a Throwback Thursday type feature, because it kind of goes into it. And then that's basically what we started to do and start to roll it out. And then I had to I accompanied it with editorial as well, like features and stuff. So just to give a bit of a background. So I kind of treated it like a grime dictionary almost, like for people that don't know about like back then, obviously like where it all kind of came from and stuff, just to give a bit of insight. So it was quite fun to do, like to create all of that. And then it kind of picked up on a couple industry figures that like picked up on the article and were like atting me like, oh my god, this is amazing, like thank you for doing this.
How did you feel during them periods?
I was a bit gassed, you know. I was like looking at people's bios that were replying to me, and it was like Universal Music, like Warner Music. I was like, oh, this is mad. Like I'm just sitting here, you know, in my room just writing this, like I didn't think it'd go anywhere. No, it was really good. Like I really appreciated it, and I just carried on doing it and just wanted to do more. And then I think probably like a year or two later of being in that role, I just was like, okay, now I'm gonna take the next step and be like, okay, where else am I going to go to just grow further? So I started applying to like internships at like Sony and like Warner Music, and Universal is really hard to get into.
When did you start having that thought though to take that extra step?
I think after like 2 years of like going back and forth doing different projects with GRM, and because I was there for a couple of years as well, I was like, it's nice to branch out a little bit. Like I never want to be known as someone that's like hopping company to company, because I was at GRM for ages. But I just kind of wanted to branch out because I felt like I wanted to take my knowledge to the next level. And I just feel like the scene, as they call it, you know, urban, like I know that that's not ideal because obviously it's different genres, but they just wrap it up as urban. I just feel like it's funny because it is, as they say it's not really known in the mainstream world, and there's not people within that scene that actually know like what they're doing, what they're talking about. So I was like, they need someone like me basically. So I was like, I'm gonna kind of branch out and just see what I can do over there. So literally I just was applying to different places, and then like Warner was interested and then called me back for like an interview, and then A-Dot was there at the time, and she was like A&R, and then she spoke to me, and then she just was like, like you're sick. I was like, thanks. And then they just gave me the role. Like, so I was doing marketing there. And I started off like as a marketing assistant. So then they just, what did they do? Then a month later they signed GRM to the label, and then I started like working on their releases. And then from there onwards everything else came, like started working
to fall into place.
Everything just kind of came one by one, because like my manager there at the time who hired me alongside A-Dot, he literally believed that I could help them take it to the next level. So that's literally what we started doing, like as soon as I started.
Fair enough. A lot of people see it on Instagram and stuff, like you working with GRM. It looks all good and stuff, but nobody actually knows the challenges you perhaps go through. Like, what stuff did you kind of go through? I'm sure there must have been some mental pressures as well.
I think it's the fact, like probably going back to like the night campaign that I did when I first started doing project management. I kind of was like, oh, this is my chance to kind of show like what I'm gonna do, like how I'm gonna prove myself. And then obviously sometimes artists just fall through, like, so it's like, oh my god, who am I gonna replace them with? Like I have to show that like I'm able to actually handle this and that I'm not gonna crack under pressure, because obviously someone could just be like, I'm not showing up today, and you're like, okay, what am I gonna do? So then you have to look to the next person. So it's kind of like showing that initiative and proactiveness to kind of be like, I can handle that. And I think that was like the beginning of me being able to do that, whereas now I feel like I can just do it with my eyes closed. Whereas back then I was like, what am I going to do? But now, because like I know that kind of comes with that project management role, I was like, I have to kind of almost have people at speed dial, like, or know where I'm going to kind of go. So I've just taken that in every single step that I've taken up until the role that I'm in now.
100%. The music seems quite male dominated. So how do you
male dominated.
How do you kind of have to carry yourself? Do you have to be a bit aggressive? The drill must help you, man.
I mean, I mean, to be honest with you, I think at GRM it was fine. Like all the guys were cool. Like, and I'm sure you know that Posty, he's very open and everything. Like he's not. He doesn't talk anyone down. He literally uplifts you. So it was always good to be in that space. I think going to Warner kind of showed me that like it is very male dominated. Like I'd go to meetings, like sales meetings, where we'd each talk about our marketing campaigns, and there'll only be like 2 of us that are like women, and then the rest of them are men, and then there's like 20 of us in a room. So it's just a bit like, what's going on here? Like this is not okay. Like, but obviously
at the start, did you shy away from like?
I think at first, I was very intimidated. So sometimes I'd like not speak up with confidence, because I not that I felt kicked down, but I just felt like people would talk over you quite a lot. As much as I don't want to like admit that, I feel like it's important for people to know that like when you work in a male dominated like world, like you have to let people know that like you have something to say. So I think I started off very shy, like I don't know what to say, and then my manager will kind of say to me like, oh, you know, that's unlike you, like why are you not speaking up? So then as the meetings kind of went on, as time went on, I just was like, cool, I won't let no one talk over me then. So then it's like, if I'm saying something and then someone's like starts to talk over me, I'm like, so as I was saying, guys, maybe like, and then just like carry on like presenting wherever I was presenting. But then I feel like now where I'm at, like it's not an issue, because it's quite cool, because where I'm at now, it's like I feel like the women run the world, because my boss is a woman. A lot of seniors are women as well, so it's like a nice place to be in.
100%. Krish, man, real champion. No, man, I love a hustler, man. I love a real hustler, man. So where are you at now, though?
So I'm at Caroline International, which is at Universal Music, and I've only been there like 3 months. How'd you get this role? So I applied for it. I applied for it, literally went online, like when was it? I applied for it in December. Heard back in February, and then they interviewed me twice, I think, twice, and then I heard back from them like was it like a week or two later? Like a week or two later, and then they offered me the job. And it's good. It's been good.
Before we get into the Caroline stuff a bit more, was you working on a few campaigns for certain artists before working with Caroline, or was that during Caroline?
Which artist?
Digga D.
That's Caroline.
Chat to us about that though, man. Okay. Biggest artists, some of the biggest artists in the UK, man.
I know.
Don't be too humble, man.
So Digga D, actually, I started working on my first week, which was kind of scary, because because it was like a full on. Not that I'm scared of Digga. I'm not scared of him. I was gonna say.
No, we understand.
I know there's people that are scared of him. He seems cool. So basically, literally my first week, I came in, they were like, Digga D working on, his mixtape, and I was just like, okay, cool, like this is quite full on. And then they started to work. What was we leading up to? Oh No Diet. So then I was like going to like YouTube meetings and stuff, like basically presenting it and stuff, like this Digga D and stuff. But then obviously the lyrical content within itself is tricky as well.
So is that stuff that you had to be cautious of?
But then at the same time you have to kind of reassure them that, like, because I know YouTube recently printed a statement saying that they're not going to take down any like drill videos or anything like that. It was more like, look at him, like he looks good, like he's got the Louis V scarf around him, he literally could be a model, like he's good looking and everything. So it's like they kind of looked at the image side of things, like he could go very far, like, and he flows very well. so we could actually do something with him. So that's what the meetings were focused on more. And it was like, Digger's trying to do something good with his life, let's let him do it. That's literally 100%. What everything was always 100%. About. And that's why I love Caroline so much, because they really took a chance on the drill scene and were like, these kids are trying to do something off the road, let's let them. So that's when I was like, wow, like I'm in the right place, because I've always wanted to be involved, like in a place that like someone's trying to change their life, really. So let's let them.
100%. Do you end up gaining like a personal relationship sometimes with some of the artists?
Yeah, I guess it depends though, because obviously with Digger, you know his situation, so it's a bit like tricky to obviously be around him and stuff. But I think that with the team that's around him, like so Mixtape Madness for example, it's like, we are pretty much like a family. So anytime I see them, it's always love, and it's like we all know that we're like working together towards a purpose. So it is like you do grow to like become very close with each other.
100%.
Yeah.
What's the best campaign you worked on?
So tricky now. I think it's so tricky now because like D Block Europe has been a madness. So is Digger's campaign.
J1,
J1 was my favourite.
Why is that?
He's such a nice person, like, and I felt like we grew so close that like when I left Warner, he was cussing me, like he sent me messages like, why'd you have to leave me, like I can't believe you're doing this, because we were just so tight. But J1 I think was my favorite campaign because we grew it to this point together, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like I worked with him when he was just coming through with like Becky. Well, it wasn't like his first track, but it was a couple tracks in, but Becky was gonna be like the peak that was gonna knock over the next track. So it's like working on that together, working on different concepts together, just working on like different promo opportunities and stuff, and then building him to Your Misses, where we just kicked off with such a sick launch, and then it just went crazy.
What's the feeling like after a successful launch?
It's weird because it's like, because a lot of my friends, like my tight friends from like school and uni, they're not really that into music. So it's like when I'm talking to them about like, oh my god, like my track went like top 20, like they're like, wait, what charts is that? And I'm like, the official UK charts. And then they were like, oh okay, where's that? And I'm like, oh god, they're like missing the point. And I'm like, oh, it's okay, don't worry. But then it's like, when you're talking to other people like that may not be so involved in the industry, but like you're still kind of telling them, oh yeah, like it's in the official charts top 20, they're like, what? That's crazy. Oh my god, the same charts are like Ed Sheeran's in, and like they're talking like Travis Scott, like all these big artists, and then it kind of hits you like, wow, like we're actually there like with those people, like this is so surreal. But then at the same time I feel like you can't get gassed because
end up becoming complacent.
Exactly. So I was like, the hunger of that, like okay cool, I got this first top 20, now what's next? And now because I feel like I've had 4 top 20s now.
So listen, 4 top 20s, 4, not 1, 4. How many of you out there have 4 top 20s? That's the realest truth of it. You're sitting here saying it so calmly, like it's mad. No, Krish, man, we're happy to have you in the building today, man. I can't lie to you, man. It's mad. Yeah,
because I was gonna be like, now there's like 4 top 20s. It's like my brother said to me, funny enough, when D Block went top 20, because now they've been top 20 for 2 weeks. When they first went last week, my brother was like, all right, so you got top 20s now, are you gonna go for top 10s? I was like, okay. Pressure. I was like, I think we can do it with Digger, because Double Tap Diaries was 11. We were so close to 10. It was like 400 sales. Like, it was painful.
You must have been trying for that last push.
Literally. Like, and it was organic as well. Like, we didn't, like, for his campaign, we hardly spent money. Like, it was more like literally just normal marketing as any label would do. And Zac Efron's thing, completely organic. Like, no one paid for that. Like, I had people messaging me like, asking, did you pay for that? And I was like, no. I was a bit insulted that someone asked that, because I was like, no, we wouldn't pay for Zac Efron because there's no connection. It looks forced. So I was like, I'd never do a campaign where you just force something. But I was like, his brother apparently listens to Digger D, so he told him to put it in. So that's how it happened.
Damn. Krish, man, before we get back into the music, man, I've got a few questions to to ask you.
Cool.
If you was arrested, with no... No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're good, man. If you was arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family think you got arrested for?
I don't know, because I don't... This is going to sound really weird. I don't really do anything wrong.
Yeah?
So I don't know what they'd think. They'd think... Actually, my brothers would think I did something crazy, like...
Probably a digger.
Yeah, probably, They probably think... like I put tights on my head and then I ran up on someone. Like, I think they'd think I did something mad. Actually, I'd probably think people would think I got into a fight. Yeah? People think I got into a fight. Because I'm a bit feisty, but I'm very patient at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, one more question, man. What things did you have to give up to achieve your level of success now?
Oh, probably social life. Yeah, my friends understand though. Like, we still like message and call each other and stuff, but probably won't hang out as much as we could, if that makes sense, like every other week. So probably like social life. This past season I had to give up football for a little bit.
Big Man United fan.
Big Man United fan. We was dead anyway, so I didn't really miss anything. I think this season's gonna be dead as well, but I had to give up football for like a year or so. I think that's pretty much it. So it's just basically like different like things that you would do on the side of work. I kind of put it to the side and just was work 24/7, because I was like, I have to keep going until I get to a point where 100%. I'm a bit like happy like within myself, that like I've reached a point that I can actually just chill. Because my mum always said to me like, I want you to learn this, I want you to learn that, because my mum like she makes like dresses and stuff, so she like sews. So as a mum would say, you know, like, I want to teach her to sew as well. I'm like, Mum, like I have a whole career that like I need to sort, and then obviously we can do all those little things, which we're starting to do now actually.
Fair enough. Krish, it's lovely chatting to you. We're gonna go in for a little break. We're gonna come back to you though.
Okay, cool.